Yay! I finally got him to connect. Woohoo! All right, so we're gonna give this a go. Bear with me as I manage to get all this stuff coordinated and flowing correctly. I hope my audio is doing okay. Looks like there's some lag. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. Hopefully, like I said, this works well. And we'll just keep figuring it out and mastering it as we move along. So today it's a little bit more of a complicated meditation. I originally started doing this. I don't know who else does this. I don't know. I didn't work with any practitioners that would do this or even recommend this. I happen to be a very obstinate person when it comes to certain issues, and I won't let them go. So I have to kind of come at it from the sides to shrink it to a place where I can actually look at it and heal it from direct looking, if that makes any sense at all. So what we're going to be doing is just a refresher. So darshan is a subconscious clearing. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to focus on the tip of the nose. We're going to use our right thumb to block our right nostril. We're going to inhale, hold the breath, and then we're going to be mentally chanting Wahe Guru. Now we're going to pump the navel. So on Wah, you're going to pump, Hey, you're going to pump, and Guru, you're going to pump, all while holding your breath in. The goal is 16 pumps with one held breath. If you can't reach that, don't stress out about it. Start with 5 pumps, and then you're gonna block your left nostril with your pinky. Exhale through your right nostril, block the right nostril again, inhale, hold the breath, and then return to pumping the navel again. Wa, hey, guru. That's how you're gonna pump. So pump on wa, pump on hey, pump on guru. Now, you're also going to have Bahuta Karam playing either out loud in the background or in your ear. You want this playing very low. Okay, so the focus is on Wahe Guru. The Bahuta Karam is mostly for our subconscious. So the mantra is going to be engaging our subconscious to help us slowly unclench from whatever blocks we have related to prosperity. And again, I just want to reiterate that prosperity comes in a myriad of ways. Yes, it could be money. Yes, it could be a job opportunity. It could be moving. It could be bringing your community together. It could be getting your community over for dinner. It can be a creative way to solve something related to work, home, personal, professional, right? There are a myriad ways. Maybe prosperity for you is allowing loving relationships in, whether it's better relationships at work, it's personal. Okay, so prosperity can mean a lot of different things. So this can be quite confusing. It can be a little overwhelming when you have a mantra playing and your focus is torn on how to. Okay, sorry, I'm seeing that there's a close-up on the live. Okay, so I had to kind of crop out my taskbar and then my upper area. So I'm going to keep working to adjust that. My apologies if it's distracting. It's distracting me at the moment. Okay, so we're only doing this for 3 minutes so you can kind of get a feel for what I'm talking about. Some of you might find it really easy. Some of you might find it really challenging. I found it really challenging, but as I continued to practice it, I found it incredibly helpful with allowing myself to unclench. The mantra is helping my subconscious unclench from whatever my block is. Then I can, bring in a meditation to actually, fully release whatever remains. So I'm going to do a tune in with a long Om. If you want to do a normal tune in with the Adi mantra, go ahead and just mute and then come back when you're ready. Go ahead and rub your hands together. Bring your hands to our center. Close your eyes. Inhale, exhale. And then we'll tune in with one long Om. Om. Inhale, hold the breath, pull the root lock. And exhale. Okay. And please be patient with me, you guys, as I figure out how to get my lives to be more fluid and on time and together. So I appreciate your patience. Okay, so let me start the timer. Pull up the mantra. And again, you just want it playing lightly in the background because it's for your subconscious, not for your conscious. focus. The conscious focus is on Wahe Guru. So left hand's going to be on Gyan Mudra, either on your knee or resting in your lap. Right thumb, block your right nostril, inhale, hold the breath, and the goal is 16 pumps. Again, start with as many as you can. Block the left nostril with your pinky, exhale through the right nostril, continue. Focus at the tip of the nose. We're just going to keep cycling through. Just keep coming back to it as often as you need to. It's sort of meant to be distracting. It's meant to engage the subconscious with the mantra so that you can clear the subconscious blocks. And maybe you're having a challenge with releasing a block. This really helped me again over time. It helped me to unclench so that the blocks that I was throwing up in real time, day to day, they were so habitual that I couldn't stop them in the moment. This was a way that I was able to step into it in the moment so I could stop it. So I wanted to share this technique with you in case it helps you as well. Something that helps me with staying focused on Wahe Guru is as I allow the mantra to play in my ear, I'll pump with the beats. So it helps me consciously focus on Wahe Guru along with the beat of the music so I don't get lost in the mantra playing in my ear, so that my subconscious can focus on it while I consciously am using Wahe Guru. Okay. Now, inhale through the left nostril. Raise your arms over your head with the breath held and shake. Keep the breath held. Shake the shoulders, shake the arms. Shake, 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 shake. And exhale, lower your arms. Sorry, my avatar is not moving with me. And then breathe normally through both nostrils. Close your eyes. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale. Exhale through the mouth. One more time. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And then just long, deep breathing through the nostrils. And just sit and notice how you feel. And I just want to remind you that when you do new meditations, it can bring up frustrations, it can bring up sadness, it can bring up all the stuff that's attached to whatever it is you're focusing on. So, in particular, today with prosperity, maybe there's a feeling of hopelessness, or you feel stuck, you feel like you're hitting a dead end, that type of thing. That's not necessarily bad that that's rising up. That's why we engage the way we do. Part of why I say this can be a little bit intense, it can be a little bit disorienting, because you're asking the subconscious to unclench from everything that's stuck in that block, right? And emotions are going to be part of what's stuck in the block. It's not just going to be the block itself. You've added to it over time, depending on how long you've had the block, right? for me, I've had blocks to prosperity since childhood. So I'm chipping away at all of the gunk that I've shoved in there, right? To make sure that it stays, to make sure I'm protected, quote unquote, from, whatever it is I'm afraid of that's locked in there. So this was one of the ways that when I first started meditating, there were certain issues that I noticed I just could not move. I could, no matter what I did, no workouts weren't helping, mantras with workouts weren't helping. I mean, they would help, but it wasn't like if it didn't feel like it was making enough of an impact for me to see that I was releasing it, right? It didn't feel like the meditation itself could get through. It's like I needed something else to help me alongside the meditation. So I started listening to mantras that reinforced it, right? That engaged my subconscious in a way that allowed me to unclench slowly from the edges. Because like I said, I can be really stubborn when I hold on to stuff. And so this was a way for me to allow myself to slowly unclench, at least from the edges. And then I started noticing that the meditation was able to get deeper and deeper to start releasing more and more. So let's go ahead and rub our hands together. We'll tune out. We'll just say Satnam. So bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, and we'll just say Satnam. Satnam. You can bring your thumbs to your third eye and then back to your heart. Try to bring a connection between the higher knowledge and the heart so that they'll communicate a little bit more. So I hope you found this helpful or at least noticed a shift. I do plan to do a couple more with different issues that I've struggled with where we're using a meditation to engage. I think for the next little bit, I'm going to stick with Sodarshan because I run into a couple issues myself. And then I'll pair it with a different mantra to help with different issues. Such as opening the heart. That's a really big one for me. I tend to shut it down pretty quick. So that's something that I'm also chipping away at to help myself be more present, just moment to moment, and be more heart centered and engaged with the people around me because it matters. So, like I said, I hope you found this helpful. Let me know if you'd like a longer 11-minute to really get into this, or feel free to use the 3 minutes going forward. Do it for like a 14-day period. Give yourself a real good chunk of time. I would recommend 40 days personally. That way it gives you time to really get in there. If you're like me, maybe you reach a halfway point or day 20, 22, and you really start to feel frustrated or like you really have to work to maintain that meditation. That's where you know that you need to keep going. You're coming up to whatever that barrier is. You're in it. You're up against it, and to continue is how you bring it down. You heal it. You dissolve it, break through it, however you see it, right? But you get to the other side of that block, that barrier, whatever's holding you back. So think about giving it a try. 14 days, 40 days is ideal, at least for me. So test it yourself, see yourself better than I do. It maybe 14 days is your sweet spot. 40 days is generally mine. So, like I say, I hope you found this helpful and thank you for your patience while I sort myself out and get my feet under me with the new lives and getting my systems to talk. So, I will see you soon.